Welcome into the studio, everyone. I'm Carly Smith here with Rob Washburn, and you know the drill. We've got 3 things to watch in Week 11 of the CAA football season. Rob, the stakes, they're pretty high right now, and if you take a look at the conference standings, you'll see a 5-team tie at the top with just 2 weeks remaining in the regular season. Now, with that being said, let's head to our first thing to watch. Towson at number 13, Villanova. The Wildcats are 5-1 in the conference, and they're one of those 5 teams vying for the top spot in the league, and Towson sits at 3-3. Villanova is coming off of a huge 45-33 win against New Hampshire. The Wildcats defense forced 4 turnovers in that game against the league's top-ranked offense. Towson responded well last week with a 42-32 victory against North Carolina A&T. Quarterback Nathan Kent had another big day, throwing for 263 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rob, what are you looking for in this one?
Yeah, Carly, this game features a Villanova squad that has won 7 straight at home against a Towson team that's won 4 in a row on the road, including 2 wins over nationally ranked teams. Now, we've talked about the big numbers that Villanova's been putting up offensively in recent weeks, but it's been their defense that's been dominant at Villanova Stadium. In 4 games this year, they are allowing just over 10 points per contest, and no opponent has scored more than 19. They've been especially strong against the run, holding all 4 foes under 100 yards on the ground. Now, much of the credit goes to the defensive front, which clogs things up and allows talented linebackers Brendan Bell and Shane Hartzell to make plays. It's been the complete opposite for Towson, which has relied on a balanced offensive attack to average an impressive 37.5 points per game in its 4 road wins, including victories at nationally ranked New Hampshire and William & Mary. The Tigers have piled up 220 yards per game on the ground and 218 yards through the air in those games, mixing the arm of Nathan Kent and his strong group of receivers, along with a rushing attack led by Devin Matthews. Now, one team's streak is going to end on Saturday. The question is, who's it going to be?
We'll find out. Let's hear what Villanova's Mark Ferrante and Towson's Pete Shinnick had to say prior to Saturday.
We're going to have to go in there and, play like we did last week. Just try to be as fundamentally sound as we can. Play fast as we can, be physical as we can, stop the run. That's always our MO going into a game, and try to make a team one-dimensional. And then, if they do have to throw it a little more than maybe they would like to, come down with some interceptions and create some turnovers. And I think we're going to have the same type of effort we had this past week, and I know our guys will be ready.
Every time I turn their defense on, see a bunch of guys flying around, see a bunch of guys in a lot of different areas. So we're going to have our hands full, to say the least, but really feel like they're well deserving of all the success that they've had. And we got a chance to see them early in some crossover film, and I think they just continue to grow and continue to get better week by week.
Tune into this one at 1 p.m. on Flow Football. All right, on to our second thing to watch. Number 8, Delaware travels south to take on Campbell in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. The Hens, who are tied for first in the league, suffered their first loss of conference play to Elon last week, and Campbell, who's 3-3 in CAA play, is coming off of a loss to North Carolina. So the question is, how do both of these teams respond? Delaware's first in the league in offensive efficiency. Campbell leads the league in first downs and third down conversion. So both teams know how to move the ball. Rob, what are you keying in on this game?
Yeah, Carly, as you mentioned, these teams feature 2 of the CAA's most prolific offenses, averaging better than 30 points per game. Much of the attention goes to talented quarterbacks Haj Malik Williams and Ryan O'Connor, who we've seen post big numbers in the passing game. But the winner in this contest might be the team that has the most success running the ball. Campbell's 4-0 this season when they run the ball for more than 150 yards, and they top 200 yards in 3 of their wins. In the Camels' 5 losses, they've been held to 110 yards or less on the ground. It will be important for backs Lamaje McDowell and Chris McKay Jr., along with Williams, to move the chains and control clock. Now, as much as Delaware is known for its passing attack, the Blue Hens ran for over 230 yards in their last 3 victories, and their worst 2 performances on the ground came in losses to Penn State and last week to Elon. Top back Marcus Yarns, who's run for 745 yards and 14 touchdowns, was injured last week against Elon, and his status is unknown for Saturday. But if he can't go, there's still good options with Kyron Cumbie and Quincy Watson. Keep an eye on the rushing numbers on Saturday.
Prior to kickoff, let's hear what Delaware's Ryan Carty and Campbell's Mike Minter had to say about the CAA battle.
Obviously, our focus is solely on this next game. It's the only one that matters because it's the next one and because it's extremely important. And so, we're going down on the road, our plane ride, first plane ride of the year. We're doing things that we haven't done, and we have to go play a really talented team.
No, we got to run the football, man. If you can't run the football against teams like that, you're going to have a long day. And you got to be able to run the football. When I say run the football, you're going to have to get, 175 plus. Anything other than that, it's going to be a long day for your offense, because now that defensive coordinator get to cut it loose, man, and bring all kind of blitzes and twists and turns against your offense and make it really, really difficult for you.
It'll be a great one. Tune in to Flow Football at 1 p.m. to catch all the action. Now on to our final thing to watch. Richmond plays host to Elon. Both teams are receiving votes in the national polls. Both teams are tied for first in the CAA with a 5-1 record, and both teams match up very evenly when you eye up various statistical categories. But Rob, it's one thing to know the stats. It's another to see how the game plays out on Saturday. Elon's coming off of a huge win over nationally ranked Delaware. Coach Trisciani put it best. This team is confident under pressure. Richmond is coming off of the bye week where they've had time to rest and prep for the Phoenix. And prior to last week, the Spiders had won 4 in a row. Rob, what's your breakdown?
Yeah, Carly, the stakes couldn't be any higher in this game. The winner of the game stays in the mix for a CAA championship and an FCS playoff berth. The loser, while not eliminated, will need some help to make the postseason. When stakes are high, it's mistakes that often determine the outcome. Richmond is number 1 in the nation with 23 forced turnovers and number 2 with 14 interceptions. Not only have they created mistakes, they've turned them into 5 defensive touchdowns. Now, when you add in the fact that they have also recorded 25 quarterback sacks, it's clear that this is a defense that makes things as difficult as possible for opposing offenses. On the other side, however, is an Elon offense that's only committed 9 turnovers all season, which is the fewest in the CAA. In last week's upset of number 5 Delaware, the Phoenix won the turnover battle 3-0 as quarterback Matthew Downing passed for a career-high 352 yards and 3 touchdowns with no interceptions, and Marco Paterno recovered a fumble on the Elon 12 with 1:33 to go that sealed the victory. So the thing to watch on Saturday, can the Phoenix put another clean game together, or will the Spider defense continue to wreak havoc?
Here's what Elon's Tony Trisciani and Richmond's Russ Huesman had to say prior to kickoff.
No, I'm pretty confident in our guys. They're hungry. They're highly motivated. This is a group that has been in the mix for a CAA championship. We've been in the top 3 here the last couple of years and a game away. And so this is an opportunity for us to stay in that mix and playing meaningful football games in November.
We talk about, and for the last few weeks, it's been we're playing in the playoffs. The last 3 weeks ago, we started the playoffs, and each we got to win to have a chance to be in the playoffs. So this week is another playoff game for us against Elon, and it just so happens that the CAA championship involved in it.
Tune in at 2 p.m. on Monumental Sports Network and Flow Football. Okay, we've covered 3 excellent matchups for Week 11, but let's take a look around the conference. Starting at noon, New Hampshire will face a Monmouth squad, 2 teams who carry plenty of arsenal offensively. William & Mary will travel down the road to face in-state foe Hampton. Rhode Island, who's coming off of a bye week, plays North Carolina A&T in Kingston, and Stony Brook will host number 18 UAlbany in New York. Buckle up, CAA fans. We're in for another entertaining Saturday. For results, recaps, and more, visit CAAfootball.com.